my audience of 5. Welcome. Today I will be informing you on the history of antibiotics. Antibiotics were a huge turning point for history and modern medicine. We wouldn't be where we are today without antibiotics, or we wouldn't be as healthy as we are either. There are many ways to find out information about antibiotics. One source that I used today was explorable.com, the history of antibiotics. We'll be going over 3 main points. The first one is before the history of antibiotics. The second one is the discovery of antibiotics, and the third one is after antibiotics were discovered. So to begin today, we'll be talking about the history before antibiotics, which is also known as early history, the ancient times. In many places, they had their own ways of healing and helping people. In Greece, they used moldy bread to heal and treat infections. The Indians also used mold to treat infections and wounds and stuff. In other cultures, like the Sumerians and the Babylons, they would make their own remedies. The Sumerians would use beer soups mixed in turtle shells and with snake skins, and the Babylons would use they would heal the eyes with frog bile and sour milk. And these are just a few of the ways that they would heal people in ancient history. Next, we'll talk about the discovery of antibiotics. In the late 1800s to early 1900s, most scientists were still working with molds, and some were getting close to finding the antibiotic. But it wasn't until in 1928 when Sir Alexander Fleming, he was a Scottish biologist, and he discovered the antibiotic penicillin. He found it on accident while working with the fungus Penicillium notum. Fleming once said, "One sometimes finds what one is not looking for." And this is how antibiotics were discovered and how they changed medicine. The last thing we'll be going over is after antibiotics were discovered. And though it was discovered in 1928, it wasn't until the 1940s when it actually became available worldwide. And although Fleming did discover it, he had a hard time perfecting the extraction of the antibiotic from the fungus. It wasn't until 10 years later that 3 men perfected the extraction. Those men were Howard Florley, Ernest Chain, and Norman Heatley. After they discovered how to extract the antibiotic from the fungus, it was then able to be produced at industrial quantities. This was a good time in history because it was the beginning of World War II. This is how antibiotics were discovered. It was a huge turning point for history because, it's helped people to be healthier than what they were before, because it's been able to cure infections and treat people. I thank you all for joining me today, and this is the history.
Okay.